There is a cruel irony about sleep that nobody talks about. The harder you try to catch it, the faster it runs away. You lay there, staring at the ceiling. You tell yourself, I have to sleep now. You squeeze your eyes shut. You try to force your brain to shut down. But instead of drifting off, you feel a rising panic. Your heart starts beating a little faster. Your mind starts racing through a list of tomorrow's problems. You look at the clock, and the math begins. If I fall asleep in 5 minutes, I get 6 hours. Then 10 minutes pass. Then 30. You aren't relaxing. You are performing. You are trying to win at sleeping, and you are losing. This is what I call the paradox of effort. For years, I treated sleep like a task on a checklist. I thought if I just laid still enough and wanted it bad enough, it would happen. But I was missing a fundamental truth about human biology. Sleep is not something you do. Sleep is something that happens to you when you get out of your own way. If you are lying in bed for hours, waiting for unconsciousness to take you, you are likely making a specific physical mistake that signals your brain to stay awake. There is a method to fix this. It isn't a meditation app, and it isn't a warm glass of milk. It is a systematic physiological shutdown sequence used by fighter pilots who have to sleep in loud, uncomfortable, dangerous environments. And it works in about 120 seconds. To understand why you are still awake, we have to look at the invisible conversation happening between your muscles and your brain. Most people over 45 live in a state of microtension. You think you are relaxed because you are lying on a mattress, but if we hooked you up to a biofeedback machine, we would see something very different. Your jaw is slightly clenched. Your tongue is pressed against the roof of your mouth. Your shoulders are pulled up toward your ears, even just a fraction of an inch. You might not feel it, but your brain does. Your brain is constantly scanning your body for data. If it detects tension in your muscles, it interprets that tension as a warning signal. It thinks, we are tense, therefore there must be a threat. It keeps your cortisol levels high and your alertness system online. It is waiting for the tiger to jump out of the bushes. You cannot mentally think your way into sleep when your body is physically signaling danger. It is biologically impossible. This is where the military method comes in. This technique was reportedly developed for Navy pre-flight school to help pilots fall asleep in under 2 minutes, even with gunfire in the background and caffeine in their blood. The secret isn't about clearing your mind. That is almost impossible to do by sheer will. The secret is manually disconnecting the physical alarm system, body part by body part. When you systematically turn off the tension in specific trigger zones, you cut the feedback loop. Your brain stops receiving danger signals. Once the physical signal stops, the mental chatter instantly dies down and sleep becomes inevitable. We are going to use 2 specific steps to execute this manual shutdown tonight. Step 1. The facial deactivation. This is the most critical step and the one almost everyone ignores. Your face is the primary switch for your nervous system. When you lie down tonight, focus entirely on your forehead. Smooth it out, then focus on your eyes. Let them go completely limp in their sockets. Here is the secret key. Drop your jaw and release your tongue. Most of us hold massive tension in the tongue. If your tongue is pressed to the roof of your mouth, you are alert. Let it fall to the bottom of your mouth. It should feel like a dead weight. When you release the jaw and the tongue, you send a direct, powerful signal to the vagus nerve that says, we are safe. Step 2. The dead weight. Drop. Once the face is off, move to the shoulders. Drop them as low as they can go, as if they are falling through the mattress. Then do one arm at a time. Squeeze your hand for a second, then let it go completely loose. Imagine your arm is a heavy sandbag that has just been cut loose. It is dead weight. Do the same with your legs. The goal is not to relax in the way you usually think of it. The goal is to simulate the physical sensation of a body that is already asleep. You are tricking your brain. When you mimic the physical state of deep sleep, heavy limbs, loose jaw, slow breath, your brain assumes you are already asleep and switches off consciousness to match the body. However, there is a catch. Even if you master this physical shutdown, there is often a chemical barrier. As we age, our bodies often become deficient in the specific relaxation minerals that act as the fuel for this shutdown process. If your internal engine is running on fumes, it will sputter and keep restarting, no matter how loose your muscles are. You might get your body to relax, but your mind keeps jolting you back because the neurotransmitters required to sustain that calm state are missing. There is a specific natural compound that acts as a stabilizer for your nervous system. It supports the body's ability to stay in that shutdown mode without crashing. It isn't a sedative that forces you out. It is a way to replenish the raw materials your brain needs to maintain the silence you just created. I have included the details on this natural support solution in the first link in the description below this video. If you have tried the breathing exercises and the relaxation apps but still stare at the ceiling, I highly recommend checking that link. It might be the missing chemical key that allows the physical techniques to finally work. Falling asleep shouldn't be a battle. By using the military method to release microtension and supporting your body's chemistry, you can stop trying to sleep and simply let it happen. Tonight, don't worry about the clock. Just focus on the jaw, the tongue, and the heavy limbs. Let the body lead, and the mind will follow. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more tips on how to optimize your health. See you in the next video.